Well, good morning, everyone, once again. I hope my voice is audible to all of you, and probably you all are, watching the screen, and screen is also visible to all of you. I hope so. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So, students, in the last class, what we have discussed was we have completed the elasticity of demand concept. Now, today we will proceed with the elasticity of supply. Let's proceed with the elasticity of supply. Let me draw a fresh page. Well, today we'll see the concept of elasticity of supply. We have seen the elasticity of demand, and now we'll see the elasticity of supply. Now, as in case of elasticity of demand, the elasticity of supply will also represent the same thing, but the difference is in case of the demand, we have to see the proportionate change in quantity demanded, and in case of elasticity of supply, we have to see the proportionate change in quantity supplied. Let's write the definition part of this elasticity of supply. So we can define it something like this: other things being constant, that means other things remains constant, other things being constant, it refers to the degree of responsiveness, degree of responsiveness of proportionate change in quantity supplied due to proportionate change in price. That means other things being equal, it measures the degree of responsiveness of proportionate change in quantity supply due to proportionate change in price. अब यहाँ पर भी क्या है, डिग्री ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिवनेस है, यानी कि इलास्टिसिटी है, इसलिए ये भी एक प्योर नंबर ही होगा, डिग्री ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिवनेस को रिप्रेजेंट करेगा किस चीज की, क्वांटिटी सप्लाई की, कि कितना परसेंटेज चेंज क्वांटिटी सप्लाई में हुआ बिकॉज ऑफ परसेंटेज चेंज इन प्राइस. सो वी कैन सिंपली राइट इट लाइक दिस: elasticity of, I am subscripting S with this, the reason being just to distinguish it from the elasticity of demand. So elasticity of supply can be estimated, or you can say we can write down the formula. I think any students, well, the formula comes out to be something like this: percentage, or you can write proportionate, same thing, percentage change in quantity supplied divided by percentage change in price. We have to take the ratio of percentage change in quantity supplied with the percentage change in price, कि क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड में कितना परसेंटेज चेंज हुआ है किसके साथ, प्राइस में चेंज के साथ. सिमिलरली वी कैन कैलकुलेट परसेंटेज चेंज इन क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड is equals to है Q1 minus Q divided by Q into में 100. Here I am not, we can subscript your superscript S with this, just to represent that we have been dealing with the quantity supplied, nothing more than that, nothing more than that. Only this is why we have been superscripting, what do you call it, S with this quantity. just to distinguish it that it's not the quantity demanded, it's the quantity supplied, so that there should not be any sort of confusion in this. And the other part is now this is how we can calculate the percentage change in quantity supplied. Now similarly we can calculate percentage change in price. Well, the formula is same, P1 minus P upon P into 100. Again we can you can superscript S with this. If just the price of quantity supplied, price with respect to the supply, not the demand, price with respect to the supply. That's why we have just superscripted the S with this, just to distinguish it from the what do you call it, quantity demanded, or the price of the quantity demanded. Delta PS comes out to be P1 superscript S minus PS. This is how we can calculate, and the formula comes out to be the same. Elasticity of supply comes out to be PS upon my QS into my delta QS upon my delta PS. However, if we remove this superscript, then in that case the elastic supply is simply P upon Q into my delta Q upon my delta P. What we have to keep in mind is only the thing that we have been dealing with the supply, elasticity of supply, not the demand. However, the formula seems to be same because we are measuring the same thing, that is what the elasticity. Hence the formula is same. अब चाहे हम डिमांड करें चाहे हम सप्लाई करें, तो करेंगे तो क्वांटिटी में ही, इसलिए दोनों में क्वांटिटी आती है. और परचेज करें चाहे सेलर सेल कर रहा है, बायर परचेज कर रहा है, तो परचेज किसी न किसी पर्टिकुलर प्राइस पे कर रहा है, इसलिए पी आता है, डेल्टा पी आता है. तो ये परसेंटेज मेथड होगा. अब इसमें एक इंपॉर्टेंट बात, इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ सप्लाई इज ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव, इट्स ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव. इट कैन बी जीरो बट इट वुड बी ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव. द रीज़न बीइंग कि ये हमेशा पॉजिटिव क्यों रहेगी, ये पॉजिटिव हमेशा इसलिए गई बिकॉज प्राइस एंड क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड आर पॉजिटिवली रिलेटेड. प्राइस ऑफ अ कमोडिटी एंड क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड आर positively related with each other. Both moves in the same direction. That is the reason why all the time we will get the what do you call it, this positive sign with the elasticity of supply, with the value of elasticity of supply. Similarly, as this is the proportionate method or percentage method, we can have the point method, point method, and in the point method too we can calculate elastic supply with the same formula, looks like to be the same. The only difference is that in this case the reciprocal of the slope, or the slope, is to be calculated with the calculus, with the help of calculus, and here with the help of algebra. This is with the help of algebra. So this is how the point method is there, and we can have the arc method or midpoint method, you can say midpoint method, or you can say average price method, you can say. All these are the same thing, and in this case also we can have the same formula, P1 plus P upon Q1 plus Q in multiplication with the delta Q upon delta P. That is what it means. So we can calculate elasticity of supply in this fashion with this formula, with these formulas. This is how we can calculate elasticity of supply. So far, any doubt to anyone? Yes, students, do you want to ask anything so far?
No, sir.
So let's see the graphical presentation, how graphically we can calculate elasticity of supply. What are the different curves of elasticities of supply, or you can say degrees of elasticities of supply, degrees of elasticity of supply. As in case of demand curve, we are also having the five sort of degrees of elasticity of supply curve. And let's draw them one by one and let us see what does this means. See what does this means. Here elasticity equals 1, here elasticity less than 1, and here elasticity greater than 1. And we can have two different things over here. One is perfectly elastic supply. In case of perfectly elastic supply, what happens is the supply curve would be horizontal to the x-axis. That means at the given price, any quantity, the producer is ready to supply any amount of the commodity. Hence elasticity is infinity over here. Reason being because slight percentage change in price causes infinite percentage change in quantity supplied. Now another one is more than unit elastic, or greater than unit elastic. More than unit elastic, right? More than unit elastic. More than unit elastic supply curve is something like something like this. This is quantity, this is price, and well, in this case, the supply curve passes through the vertical axis. If the supply curve originates from the vertical axis, in this case, elastic supply is greater than 1. Well, you can write something like this. Percentage change in quantity supplied is greater than percentage change in price. Is that okay? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, let us see further. Then we have, let's see, less than cases. In less than cases, we have further two subcategories. One is perfectly inelastic supply. Well, in case of perfectly inelastic supply, the supply curve is vertical. We have the vertical supply curve. This is price, this is quantity, and this one is the price. This one is the supply curve. Well, let me try and draw some straight line. Let me try if I can draw this. Oh, great. So it's a vertical supply curve. That means any change in price is doesn't cause any change in quantity supplied. If the price is P0, then the quantity supplied is P1. If the price is P2, then again the quantity supplied is the same, QS. Q. So in this case, elasticity comes out to be the 0. Why? Because percentage change in price doesn't cause any percentage change in supply or quantity supplied. Hence the elastic supply is 0. Similarly, we can have less than unit. Here we had the more than unit elastic. Now in this case, we have less than unit elastic. Well, in case of less than unit elastic, This is the price, this is the quantity, and in this case the supply curve originates from the horizontal axis. If the supply curve originates from the horizontal axis, the elastic supply is less than 1 in this case. You can probably write something like this: percentage change in quantity supplied is less than percentage change in price at which the quantity is being supplied. Let's use some other curve. Well, these are the different categories. Now we'll come to the elasticity equals to 1. In this case, the supply curve originates from the origin. This is quantity, this is price, and this is the supply curve that is being originating from the origin point. Hello, hold on. I think something went wrong with this system. Okay. So this is the supply curve which originates from the origin, and in this case elasticity equals 1. You can write something like this: percentage change in quantity supplied equals percentage change in price, per unit price. So this is elasticity equals 1. Did you get it? Hello
Yes, sir.
स्टूडेंट्स, कोई डाउट है? किसी ने कोई सवाल पूछना आप में से? Is anybody wants to ask anything? Yes, or shall we proceed? Well, in this case, when no questions are there, let's proceed further. So this was all about various degrees of elasticities of supply. We have different sort of supply curves.
हेलो
Yes, please. What's your name?
सर मुकेश।
Mukesh, please ask.
सर जो ई लेस देन 1 है सर, इसमें जो ये इलास्टिसिटी कर्व ये ओरिजिन पे कट क्यों नहीं कर रहा सर?
ओरिजिन पे कट ये इसलिए नहीं कर रहा क्योंकि ओरिजिन से कट करेगा तो इलास्टिसिटी इक्वल्स टू 1 हो जाएगी इसकी। गॉट इट?
यस सर।
ठीक है, क्योंकि जब ओरिजिन से जनरेट करते हैं हम, एक्सटेंड करते हैं सप्लाई कर्व को, स्टार्ट करते हैं ओरिजिन से, तो उस सप्लाई कर्व पर इलास्टिसिटी इक्वल्स 1 होती है, क्योंकि परसेंटेज चेंज इन प्राइस और परसेंटेज चेंज इन क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड इस केस में इक्वल टू, एक दूसरे के इक्वल होते हैं। आई होप यू, आपने ये 12th क्लास में पढ़ा होगा ये, इफ़ यू रिमेंबर, यू नो। Otherwise, let me bring in some light to it. Well, look, Mukesh, let's have a supply curve and try to geometrically get the answer to your question, why this is so that the curve originating from the origin has the elasticity equals to, what do you call it, equals to 1. Suppose this is the supply curve that is being originating from the origin. मान लीजिए ये सप्लाई कर्व है जो ओरिजिन से ओरिजिनेट हुआ है, and we are supposed to calculate elasticity at particular point, and let's calculate elasticity at this point. Let us mark this point as point A. Now we have the quantity Q and we have the corresponding price P. Now what is the formula for elasticity, Mukesh? Yes, tell me, hurry up.
यस सर।
Elasticity of supply, what's the formula?
सर ES is equals to P by Q
P by Q into में,
into delta Q
upon delta P. This is what it means. Hello, am I
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So what is the value of P in this case? Elastic supply. P is OP, if I am not wrong. P is OP from here to here. This is P. Hello,
Yes, sir.
OP, and Q is from the origin to Q, this point. This is OQ.
Okay.
ठीक है? Into let's find the change in quantity. Now change we have to measure from the origin. कि जहां से ये लाइन शुरू हो रही है वहां से यहां पर पॉइंट पर गए ना, मान लो ये 0 था, 0 से यहां गए, तो चेंज, ये पूरा चेंज मेजर करेंगे ना हम लोग. हेलो,
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? तो हम यहां से चेंज मेजर करेंगे तो चेंज इन क्वांटिटी क्या आ जाएगा? OQ. भाई डेल्टा क्यू इस केस में क्या हो जाएगा? OQ. और डेल्टा P इस केस में क्या हो जाएगा? OP. अब ये कैंसिल आउट हो जाएंगे तो इलास्टिसिटी क्या आ जाएगी? 1. एम आई राइट? हेलो,
Okay, sir.
ठीक है? लेट्स टेक अदर एग्जांपल. सपोज द सप्लाई कर्व डजंट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम द ओरिजिन, यू नो. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इन दैट केस? लेट्स सी. Let me draw here only. Well, I need some space. This should create problem. Let's draw on the next page. This is the origin point, this is the price, this is quantity, and let's draw a supply curve, something like this from here. Suppose we have the supply curve, this is the supply curve S. अब देखो बेटे, टेक्निकली क्या है, अगर हम इसको अगर हम देखें, किसी भी पॉइंट पर हमें मेजर करना है, ये पॉइंट है सपोज करो P, इस पॉइंट पे हमें मेजर करनी है क्वांटिटी, इलास्टिसिटी. ओ सॉरी, ए पॉइंट है ये, सॉरी अगेन ऊपर ए लिया था तो यहाँ मैं बी ले लेता हूँ पॉइंट, ठीक है, जस्ट टू डिस्टिंग्विश इट. ये क्वांटिटी हो गई.
Yes.
ये यहाँ पर हॉरिजॉन्टल एक्सिस को, ये जो लाइन हमने ड्रॉ किया, स्ट्रेट लाइन सप्लाई का ड्रॉ किया है, ये इसको यहाँ एच पॉइंट पे इंटरसेक्ट करता है. लेट अस सी, let us assume this H. Now what is the formula for elasticity of supply? P upon Q into delta Q upon delta P, isn't it? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है?
Yes,
Now
sir.
what is P? P is from origin to this point P. Yes or no? यही तो प्राइस होगा ना पूरा. Let me mark it with the blue color. This is the price. This is the price OP, and quantity is again OQ because we will have this much quantity only, OQ. Now what is delta Q? In this case delta Q will be from here to here, कि हम इस पॉइंट से इस पॉइंट पर गए हैं इस कर्व पे, तो पूरा का पूरा जो चेंज है, जो क्वांटिटी में चेंज है, वो HQ है. इज दैट ओके?
Yes, sir. HQ.
And change in price is again OP. If you see, this height and this height is the same. Yes or no? Change in price
Yes, sir.
is again OP. So delta is in place of delta Q, we'll write HQ, and in place of delta P we'll write OP. Now OP and OP will cancel out and you will have HQ upon में OQ. Is that okay? Now you can see that HQ is greater than OQ in the length. Am I right? Hello?
Yes.
Hello, students? Are you listening?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
you can see भगवान ने हमें आंखें दी हैं, आंखों से हमने देख लिया है, मोटी मोटी आंखें हमारी सबकी, और हमने उन आंखों से देख लिया कि एच क्यू बड़ा है किससे, ओ क्यू से. तो therefore elasticity of supply is greater than 1. Reason being because HQ is greater than OQ, numerator is greater than denominator, isn't it? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. And let us see another case. I hope, hence in this case, when the supply curve starts from the vertical axis, intercept is on the vertical axis, the elasticity of supply is greater than 1. That is the reason. Let's draw the another curve where the elasticity is less than 1. Let's draw another curve. Hold on, I think my system is getting hanged. This is the origin point, and this is the quantity, and this is the price axis. Let's have the supply curve, something like this, which starts from the horizontal axis, sorry, and let's try to determine the elasticity at point C. So quantity is this Q, and the price is something like P. So elasticity of supply equals P upon Q into delta Q upon delta P. Now see, in this case, P is nothing but this length. P is nothing but this much length is the P. Yes or no? So in place of P, I'll write OP again, once again. And Q is how much? OQ. This much quantity is being demanded from here till here. Yes or no? Let's write OQ. Now, what is delta Q over here? Now, delta Q is from this point H to Q. This is delta Q because when you are supposed to measure the change, that means the curve is originating from this point, and from this point onwards you will see from here how much distance I have covered. We have covered till point C. So this is the change, delta HQ. So HQ is the change. And what is delta P? Delta P again is this much, OP. So OP will cancel out, and elasticity of supply would be something like HQ upon में OQ. Now we can clearly see the length of HQ is smaller than the OQ. भगवान ने हमें आंखें दी हैं, फिर से हमने उनका इस्तेमाल करते हुए देखा कि HQ छोटा है और OQ बड़ा है, और you can write elastic supply is less than 1. Reason being because HQ is less than OQ. Am I right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
I hope, Mukesh, I answered your question.
Yes, sir. I have understood.
बेटे बाकी किसी और ने कुछ सवाल पूछना है? किसी और ने पूछना है कोई सवाल? So this is how we can have the elasticity of supply. These are the different degrees of elasticity of supply, and these are the reasons why the elasticity of supply equals to 1 when the supply curve starts from the origin point, and y is the greater than 1 when the supply curve is starting from the vertical axis. Intercept is on the vertical axis, this one. And why we have elasticity less than 1 when the intercept is horizontal. This is the reason. This is the reason of the different elasticities of supply. Now we will see the application part, you know. Now we'll see the application part. अब बेटे ये केस स्टडीज हैं. अब एप्लीकेशन पार्ट है डिमांड और सप्लाई की. इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड एंड इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ सप्लाई, दोनों का ही ये पार्ट है. तो अब इसको वो एप्लीकेशन बताने से पहले मैं थोड़ा सा मैथमेटिकली आपको बता रहा हूँ कि जैसे डिमांड कर्व था उसी तरह से सप्लाई कर्व भी हम एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं. जैसे हमने डिमांड कर्व एक्सप्रेस किया था उसी तरह से हम सप्लाई कर्व को भी मैथमेटिकल फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं. तो सप्लाई फंक्शन, supply function. Now supply function is something like QS we can write, and this would be A plus BQ in this case, or BP, sorry. BP in this case. Here the you can draw this curve. When the price is 0, the quantity supplied would be A. Now this intercept will vary, whether it will be it will start on the horizontal axis, or it will be from the vertical axis, or from the what do you call it, origin point. But somehow we will write the same way. We can also express this curve in terms of price, when we can express price as a function of quantity supplied, but here the sign would be positive in this case, and this sign would be positive, and we can have P is equals to something like suppose we can write it something like this. QS minus A equals PP, or P equals minus A by B plus QS by B. This is what it means. Now this would be the intercept term. Intercept, which intercept? This would be probably the vertical intercept. The vertical intercept would be negative if the supply curve is starting from the horizontal point, and the vertical intercept would be positive if the supply curve would be starting from the vertical axis itself. So this is the intercept, and again 1 by B is the slope, and B is again the reciprocal of the slope. B is again the reciprocal of the slope. Is that okay? Hello? Let's have some numerical example for this. Suppose I have been given the supply function. Something like P equals let's have P equals 100 plus 10Q. Let's have this supply function. Now if you express this function in terms of quantities, I mean to say, when you from the inverse form you will write the direct form. In that case 10Q equals P minus 100, I think so, and Q equals minus 100 upon 10 plus P upon 10. If I'm not wrong, this would be the situation. Q would be minus 10 plus P upon 10. So this is the supply function we have. Now we can calculate different quantities at the given prices. Uh, we have to assume the different values of prices and price, and we can have the corresponding quantity demanded, plus P upon 10. Suppose if price is 0, in that case there we have negative quantity demanded is negative minus 10. And when we have price as suppose 10, then we have a quantity demanded as minus 9, I hope. If we have 20, then we have what would be the quantity? Minus 8. Hmm? And when we have 30, this is minus 7. When we have 40, and this is minus 6. Then when we have 50, then we have minus 5, I think. At 40 we have minus 4, and at 30 we have minus 3, at 20 we have minus 2, at 10 we have sorry, I got it wrong, I got it all wrong. This should have been 60, and this should have been 60, then 70, then 80, then 90. We have minus 1, then 20. Once again I got it wrong. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. It would be 100, yeah. It would be 100 in this case. It would be 100. At 100 the quantity is 0. At 110, this is 100. At 110 the quantity demanded would be 1 unit. Then at 120 the quantity demanded would be 2 units, and so on and so forth. So the supply function, in this case, if we draw this supply function, see, prices are not negative, prices are positive, the quantity is negative here. The quantity is negative. अब प्राइस है, ये क्वांटिटी है, यहाँ पर ये प्राइस है यहाँ पर, तो ये -10 से शुरू हुआ यहाँ पर, सपोज ये -10 है, और फिर ये वर्टिकल इंटरसेप्ट आया, ये हॉरिजॉन्टल इंटरसेप्ट था, जो कि ये -10 हो गया, ये वर्टिकल इंटरसेप्ट आया, सपोज ये यहाँ से कट करते हुए जाएगा, अगर आप ड्रॉ करेंगे तो ये 100 रुपीज़ पर आएगा ये, ठीक है, कि क्वांटिटी 0 होगी, और फिर उसके आगे सप्लाई का इस तरह से ये ड्रॉप हो जाएगा सप्लाई, और उसके आगे जब हम यहाँ पर लिखेंगे कि सपोज द प्राइस इज़ 110, नाउ द प्राइस इज़ 110, now at 110 price we have 1 unit demanded, oh supplied, sorry, this is 1. Is that okay? Hello बेटे, समझ आया ये आप लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
So this is what it means, Similarly, you can draw different supply curves, supply functions. We have this one, then we can have something like this. Q is equals to 10P. In this case, the supply curve starts from the origin. You can calculate different points. We can have price, and we can have different quantities, 10P. Suppose 0, then 0. At 1 this would be 10, at 2 this would be 20, at 3 this would be 30, at 4 this would be 40, and so on and so forth further. If you draw this curve, it will start from the origin. When the price is 0, quantity supplied is 0. Got it? From here onwards. It will start here onwards. This is the supply. Is that okay? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
समझ आया ये? ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
तो ये आ गया हमारे पास सप्लाई। अब एक और बना देता हूँ। यहाँ पर हमने नेगेटिव इंटरसेप्ट वाला लिया, ये फिर जब इंटरसेप्ट नहीं है क्वांटिटी के साथ, और अब हम ले लेते हैं कि जब इंटरसेप्ट, लेट्स हैव another supply curve and we have positive intercept. Let's 50 plus 10p. Let us calculate different quantities. Here we are supposed to assume prices, and the quantity is 50 plus 10p. This is 0, then this would be 50. If at 0 price the quantity supplied would be 50, at 1 it would be 60, at 2 it would be, what do you call it, 70, then at 3 it would be 80, I hope. At 4 it would be 90, something like this. If you draw this curve, if you graphically represent this curve, this is the price, this is the quantity. Now at 0 price the quantity supplied is 50. Let us assume this is the 50, and from here onwards we can have different combinations to be plotted, and we will get something like this. This is the supply. Now see, we can also calculate elasticities with this. Suppose at this price, when the price is 4, the quantity, let's calculate the elasticity when the price is 4 and quantity is 90. Now in this case elasticity is what? P upon Q into delta Q upon delta P. This is reciprocal of the slope and this is reciprocal of the slope. So P is 4, Q is 90 into my delta Q upon delta P is nothing but 10. So 0 0 cancel. So elasticity of supply comes out to be what? 4 by 9. 4 by 9 is for sure less than 1. Yes or no? Elasticity is less than 1. Let's try and calculate in this case. Suppose at price 120 we want to calculate elasticity in this case. So in this case elasticity is E, which is nothing but P upon Q. So P is 120, Q is 2 into me delta Q. What is delta Q? Delta Q upon delta P. Delta Q upon delta P is 1 by 10. I hope so. 1 by 10. This is delta Q upon delta P in this case. So 1 by 10, 0 0 cancel, 2 6 are 12, or elasticity of supply comes out to be greater than 1 as the value is 6. 6 is greater than 1. We all know. Hello, did you get it? Hello, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's check in this case whether we can have elasticity equals to 1 or not. Let's try and calculate at this point. This is the point. So elasticity is, price is something like 3, quantity is 30 into me delta Q is what? Delta Q upon delta P is nothing but 10. So we'll multiply with 10. Now see, the answer is 1. Once again, answer is 1. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
irrespective of the way the supply curve is, we can calculate elasticities. We got these same conclusions from this also. अब देखो ये मैथमेटिकल फॉर्म देखे तो इससे भी हमारा वही कंक्लूजन लिखना जो हमने ये ज्योमेट्रिकली किया है. Am I right? We have done this thing geometrically here.
Yes.
We got the same results. Did you get it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any questions, students? Any questions? So no questions. Well, in that case, आज इतना ही करते हैं, आज के लिए इतना ही, ठीक है? बाकी करेंगे नेक्स्ट क्लास में. Tomorrow morning I think we have the class at 9. So from here onwards we'll proceed further to